All right, so I just wanted to talk a bit about these patterns here. So basically, what we're doing is we're playing an A major chord, but we're playing it in different spots of the guitar. So this is A major. Let me just get the thing here. This is A major root position. This one here, and that's basically A, C, E, because all primary chords are 1, 3, 5. And so A major is a primary chord, which is 1, 3, 5. So 1, 3, 5. So if A is the 1, C is the 3. So what that means is like, you got A is the 1, therefore B is the 2, therefore 3 is the C. Sorry, C is the 3, therefore D is the 4, therefore E is the 5. You can keep going. F is the 6, G is the 7, and then A again is an 8, and that's why it's called an octave, because octopus, 8 legs. Okay, so, but we want to just do 1, 3, 5. So we know that if A is the 1, then C is the 3, and E is the 5. So what we have here on the root position is the 1, 3, 5. In this case, that's why we have an A, a C, and an E. Okay, so, but then the next one, the next inversion we're going to do is we're going to, instead of having it 1, 3, 5, we're just going to take the 1 and we're going to put it on top. So this A is actually going to go up here. That A becomes up there. And then the bottom ones just become the bottom ones. So you got C, C, E, A. And then the next one's going to be E, A, C. And then back to root position is going to be A, C, E. So A, C, E. So you can see basically what we have here is 1, 3, 5, and then we put the one. Then we always take the bottom one and we put it on top. So now it's 3, 5, 1. Take the bottom one, put it on top. So now we have 5, 1, 3, and then take the bottom one, put it on top, and we're back to 1, 3, 5. Okay, so 1, 3, 5 is root position. 3, 5, 1 is first inversion, and then 5, 1, 3 is second inversion, and then 1, 3, 5 again is root position again. But so the reason why this is good is because then you can play the A major chord in different parts of the in different areas of the guitar. Okay, so you can play you can play A major on the lower end of the guitar, which would be, I'm going to show you here. So it'd be here, A major, which would just be, in this case, I just wanted to make it simple with the 3, so 2, 2, 0. But then, and then, right, so that's in that position. But let's say I wanted to play higher, I wanted to play, right, so then I would do the next, this is root position, then I would take the bottom note and put it on top. And now I have this position. Okay, now I'm in this position of the guitar. I was in this position first, now I'm in the middle position. And then the last position up here, you're going to do that second inversion, which is now 9. Okay, so now you're in that higher position. So you got first position, which is root. And then you got second inversion, which is first inversion. And then you got the next position, which is second inversion. Okay, so it just allows you to play in different areas of the guitar. But it's good, it's a good practice to practice going from here, 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 and then you can actually go up again. I gotta practice this one. I usually do A minor. Yeah. What you can do too is just practice going from one to the next. You don't have to do all of them at the same time. So here to here. And then from here to here. And then here to here, last one. And then you can do all of them. Oops. Okay, and just practicing doing that. That can be a good little exercise of. Oops. You see, and it's engaging as well because you gotta, you gotta think of the right pattern. Okay, so that's one of them that I wanted to show, and that's when you start with the root position as the first one. Now here is the next one I wanted to show. I did it in oh, this looks bad. Hold on. Let me take care of that. Okay. So I did this one in E major because I wanted it to be the lowest position with the first inversion. If I used A major again, then the first position would be starting on 655, but I want it to be as low as I could go, so I made that position 100. Okay, so 100, E major, starting with the first one. So first inversion, then second inversion of E major, which would be this one here. First inversion, second inversion. And then we've got root position. I know it's kind of crammed together there. And then we're back to first inversion. So this is if we start on first inversion. And so you can practice that one as well, E major. But the thing is, once you get this pattern, this is just to get you to understand when you first start with root position or first inversion or second inversion. But you can do these with any of the chords. Like you could start off with like an F major chord here. So for that to be an F major chord, we know that E to F is up a semitone. So I'm going to move everything up a semitone. Boom. Now we've got F major. Just got that right there. F major. We've got F major first inversion, F major second inversion, F major root position, and F major first inversion, again, one octave higher. Okay, so yeah, so you can play around with those, but I just want to keep it as low as there, just so it's easier to practice. But yeah, and then you can practice going up like oops. Okay, I've got to practice those ones myself. But those are good, and sometimes I'll use those in songs where I'll be like, let's say I'm playing in this part of the guitar, right? But then I want to play higher, but still with an A minor. So then I use that inversion. Right, and then I want to play even higher. Right, and then you can do stuff like, and all of that is A minor. Or you can do it to D minor. Oops. back to A minor, and then maybe do an E major. Right? So you can kind of just give me different ideas of how you can play around with that. Um, and then I've got the last one here, which is starting with the second inversion, but with a C major pattern, C major chord, but starting with second inversion, root. So it goes second inversion, root, first inversion, second. Now, something I want to show you about this is we're going to go back to this position. That'll make it easier to look at. Add that, add that. So the thing with the, I like to break them down into patterns. So this this one here, this first pattern, the root position pattern. The root position pattern to me looks like an L. It's like boom, boom, and then you've got this one here, boom. Right? So you could move it like that. It's like a backwards L. But I just see it as being like boom, 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 like that. And then the first inversion pattern, I don't know, I just kind of see it as like an R, like a lowercase r. You can see however you want. I don't know how you want to view that pattern. But yeah, so it's like a, I don't know, like I said, just kind of it seems like a bit like that. So I kind of just think of it like that. And then we got this one here, which is the second inversion, is like the play button or like a sideways pyramid. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. And then we're back at the root. So root is again back to being like that L pattern. We go here, here, and then here. Okay, now I'm going to show you. So that can be really useful if you think of it in terms of those patterns. And then I'm going to show you how they connect. So root to first inversion, so from here to here, is going to be a distance of 5, right? Got a +5 if we want to move up to it, and it's a -5 if we want to move down from the first to the root. So from root to first, it's +5, and from first to root, it's -5. So we can say +5 this way, and then -5 this way. Okay, so let me just write that. I'm just going to write that as a 5. 5. It's a distance of 5. Okay, now if we go from here to here, from the first inversion to the second inversion, it's going to be a distance of 4. 5, 4. And then from 9 to 12, we have a distance of 3. So pretty easy, 5, 4, 3. Okay. Now if we move down to the lower ones, I'm going to get rid of those. The pattern switches up. So obviously you got like the I don't want to write out those other like the L's and stuff again, but pretty much I'll just do it quick. So you pretty much got the you got the R pattern here, boom, boom, boom. You've got the pyramid pattern here, boom, 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 and you've got the L pattern here, boom, 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 like that. And then we're back at the R pattern again. Okay, boom, 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 like that. And then, but now this one's changed a bit, right? Because now they're no longer in the same order. So we have what we had before was root to 12. Remember, it was root to first inversion was 5. And then first inversion, we're just going to go over here now. First inversion to second inversion was 4, and you can see that's 0 and 4. In terms of 4, I mean like the top one is 0, and I should have said that earlier, but yeah, the from the top note to the top note. So this top note is 0, and this top note is 4. That's why I'm saying 4. It's a distance of 4. And this one, this top note here is 7, and then this top note here is 12, so that's a distance of 5. Okay, so I'm going based off of the top note. Sorry, I should have made that clear to begin with. 4, and then 4 to 7, we have a 3. And there it is. It's the 5, 4, 3 again, but this time because we're not starting on the root, we're starting on the first inversion. It's going 4, 5, sorry, 4, 3, 5. Okay, and then we move down, and we'll start on the root again. The root again is here. Root is, remember, the root is the L pattern. Boom, 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 like that. So root 2, the top note 3 to the top note 8. We've got that 5, so 5, and then we're going to do 4 again here, 4, and then from here to here we're going to go 3. But then it takes the pattern of 3, 5, 4, just because the bottom one is the second inversion instead of the root, like the last one. But yeah, if you have questions, let me know. And I'm going to put these. I'm going to take a screenshot of these and put them in the if you're on Facebook and you're reading this, then I'm going to put the or on Twitter/X, I'm going to put the take a screenshot of each of these and put them in the just not the description, but in the comments below, so you can check those out or download them or whatever you want to do. But yeah, those are really good little exercises you can do, and building up on those are called triads because a triad is like a primary chord, 1, 3, 5, and basically you have 3 notes: the 1, the 3, and the 5. Anyways, I hope that helped and was informative and wasn't too confusing. Take care.